8-Bit Dylan. Time for the intro to my videos. Just make weird noises with your mouth. Previously on Big Brother. The game was ramping up as the final four approached the next head of household competition. Keemstar, Sky Does Minecraft, and Nick Dominates competed in a kitchen race challenge that had Nick pulling out ahead and becoming the final four HOH. Knowing whoever he nominated wouldn't play as big of a role, he decided to put up Keemstar and Sky Does Minecraft for eviction. Now that the contestants have a daunting final veto competition to look forward to, who will win the power to send someone home tonight? Find out now on Big Brother! Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of YouTuber Big Brother Heroes vs. Villains. Now, as you guys saw in the recap of the last episode, Nick Dominates won HOH and put up Keemstar and Sky Does Minecraft for eviction, though that doesn't really play that big of a role. What does play a big role this week, or even today, is the power of veto competition. That veto competition is going to have such a key part in what happens going into the final three that honestly, whoever wins the veto, it's going to determine exactly who could possibly win this game. Aw, look at Keemstar and Nick Dominates playing some foosball together. This usually bugs out. I'm surprised that two people are actually playing together. Oh, and as I said that, did I just bug out? Oh, no, it didn't. Yes, it is working. Oh, nope, it bugged out. Never mind. See? I don't know why people won't play a full game of foosball together. Now, I won't go through and re-explain all the possible, scenarios that could play out based off who wins veto, because I already did that in the last episode. Instead, I want to discuss what could possibly happen in terms of jury votes. It's very up in the air. Now, what I do end up doing is every time someone is eliminated from the game, I record their relationships. I take a screenshot of all of their meters and relationships so that way I can refer back to it when I need to for the jury votes. But unlike in past seasons where it ended up being basically whoever had the best relationships with everyone ended up winning, I'm adding a different twist to this season to make the jury votes a little bit more accurate and realistic to the show. So I've been keeping tabs of the actual interactions between different sims. So if a sim seems to really detest or seems to get a lot of negative relationships with a specific person, that person is going to be more bitter towards that contestant. No, don't you dare open that door. No, Sky! Stop it. No, get out of there. I thought the door was locked. No, he cannot come in here. Where are you going? Tell him his Oh my God, the door's locked. All right, testing. Cheats on. Got to turn on the cheats. I got to teleport people back in here. Teleport. Get out of here. I don't know how he was able to open that door. The door should be locked for everyone. Don't you dare. Life simmer. No, stop. Stop talking to Sky. Sky is such a stalker. Go away. He's bugging out all the interactions of our contestants. Go. Shoo. Vamonos. Oh my God, this is a mess. Anyways, back to what I was talking about before Sky Williams tried to infiltrate the house yet again. I want to get the jury relationships and votes to be a little bit more accurate to the show. So there will possibly be some bitter jury votes, but they'll also be considering strategic moves made in the game. This will work just like the backstabs and betrayals twist that we did this entire season. So if a sim made a big power move in the game, their relationships with the jury members will get boosted a little bit. This is to reward riskier gameplay for some of the contestants and to allow someone that possibly did play the best game to win the game. Work it. Yes. With that crop top again, Nick. Ooh, she's struggling a little bit. Stretch it. Work. Yes, her thigh gap is ridiculous. So let's think about some of the great game moves that some of the Final Four have made thus far. So Life Simmer, for example, was able to get out Lauren Z's side and survive being put on the block so many times early on in this show. It's actually incredibly impressive that she's been able to help get Keemstar and Nick Dominates as far into this game as she has, as well as winning a bunch of different competitions along the way. Now, as for Nick Dominates, Nick has also been playing a pretty good game, though his has been a lot more low-key than the rest of the contestants. Nick Dominates has been focusing more on staying under the radar, making sure his name doesn't get brought up, and making sure that he's not the target each week. He's used the power of Veto in the past to save his ally Life Simmer, and he's a great contender to possibly win this game. Then there's Sky Does Minecraft. Sky is currently on the outs of this Final Four. He lost almost all of his allies in this house, and he's done a great job, though, of making sure that he's the one that survives the pack. Despite being a huge competition and relationship building threat, he still manages to remain here in the Final Four, which is a lot to say about Sky Does Minecraft's gameplay. There's no doubt if he can survive this Final Four eviction, he is a huge contender to win this game. And lastly, there's Keemstar. Keemstar is a huge surprise. So for those of you that didn't watch early on in this season, Keemstar was part of the Heroes versus Villains twist. 4 villains entered the game alongside 10 other heroes. Those villains were Rice Gum, Zombie Unicorn, Caseytron, and Keemstar himself. What this meant was Keemstar would get an advantage whenever it came to care packages, but his disadvantage is it'd be super hard for him to build relationships with people in the house because of his traits. So he's an evil character, he's mischievous, he likes to play pranks on people, and he's known to say evil things to other people. Surprisingly, despite all of those terrible traits that Keemstar's person has, he was outstandingly better at making relationships than some of the heroes that were in this game. He managed to lock down and secure strong relationships with people like Sky Does Minecraft and Life Simmer, who were huge power players in this house. This allowed him to survive eviction after eviction after eviction, and when it came down to it, he made huge power moves to make sure that Sky Does Minecraft's alliance crumbled. And now he's in the Final Four and has a huge shot at making it to the end of this game, and if he does, he very well could win. Keemstar is definitely the surprise pick this season. I 110% did not believe he would be here in the Final Four, and he has surprised everyone in this game. So out of the Final Four, outside of who your favorites might be, outside of who you think is the fan favorites or whatever, who do you think has played the best game in Big Brother? Let me know in the comments down below. If you were on the jury, if you were basing this simply off of gameplay, who would you vote for? Personally, I have no idea where the votes are going to go. All I know is where those relationship bars are, and I don't know because I haven't keyed in all of the different gameplay mechanics that people have played throughout the season or the bitterness rates that I had talked about earlier, so I don't know exactly where each jury member is going to vote. All of that will be calculated once the finale happens. Good morning, Life Simmer. Life Simmer's got a huge decision in front of her if she wins the power of Veto. She has to decide who she would eliminate, and I think that out of everyone in the cast, she is definitely the one that has the hardest decision, mostly because she would have to decide between Keemstar or Sky Does Minecraft, and I don't know what she would choose. Yes, she has been targeting Sky Does Minecraft the last few weeks, but she has been getting more positive relationship builds with Sky Does Minecraft and way more negative relationship builds with Keemstar, and I'm wondering if there's been a shift in this last few moments of the game. Both of them are huge threats to her game, and both of them are great candidates to get out. That is, if she wins the power of Veto, because right now, the only person that Life Simmer should really be worried about is Sky Does Minecraft. I don't think Keemstar would vote out Life Simmer, but I am pretty sure that if Sky Does Minecraft wins the power of Veto, he'll definitely be sending Life Simmer home. So like I said before, it all comes down to this veto competition. Also, I'm just letting you guys know that today's episode will be a bit shorter just because we are running low on contestants and interactions, and we're getting closer and closer to the end of this game. And I know a lot of you have been requesting to actually see the jury house. The reason I'm not showing you guys is simply because this whole weird Sky Williams situation that's been going on where he's been trying to visit the house, and I know that if I go and visit the jury house, that'll allow all of these contestants to leave the Big Brother house and make relationships with people outside of the game. And I learned in YouTuber Survivor, the very first season of these reality shows, that when you let contestants leave the lot, it can really mess up relationships. So for the sake of gameplay, I won't be showing you the jury house, sadly. Now, Nick Dominates is the only one who is 100% secured going into the final 3, and that puts him in an amazing position. Though if the final 3 ends up being Nick Dominates, Sky Does Minecraft, and Keemstar, I literally have zero clue what's gonna happen. Because I know Nick Dominates does not like Keemstar, and I know that he's sort of on good terms with Sky Does Minecraft. And I know Sky Does Minecraft is on pretty good terms with Nick Dominates and can't stand Keemstar anymore. So we could potentially see Nick Dominates try to work with Sky Does Minecraft if he doesn't have Life Simmer in the final 3. Mostly because Nick Dominates and Keemstar have kind of butt heads in the past. And as we're getting closer and closer to the end, I can't thank you guys enough for how much support has been thrown my way because of this series and all the other reality show series in The Sims 4. It's been a joy making these for you guys, and I'm so proud of just all of the community building that's come about because of this. I see you guys chatting with each other in the comments section and theorizing and socializing. It's just great to see. I'm glad you guys are huge fans of the series. I don't want to disappoint you. I want to keep making great content for you guys. And even if some of your favorites have left and you're still watching this series, it means a lot to me. It lets me know that you were watching because of the show I was presenting and not because of the YouTubers that were being represented in the series. So thank you guys so much for all that support. All right, guys, I think we're getting to that moment. I'm gonna let them eat, get ready, and then we're gonna do the very last Power of Veto competition. Here we go, guys. It's time for the fated Power of Veto competition. This is the final Power of Veto competition in YouTuber Big Brother Heroes vs. Villains. The winner of this Power of Veto will have a huge decision to make. If either Keemstar, Sky Does Minecraft, or Life Simmer win the Power of Veto, they will then get the power to decide who they want out of this game. If Nick Dominates wins the Power of Veto, he can choose to either keep the nominations the same or give the Power of Veto to someone in the game to give them the power to vote someone out. A quick reminder that there's only one HOH and there has to be 2 nominees. We're down to the final 4, which means that someone will be casting the sole and only vote to evict someone from this game. I have decided that I feel like the treadmill challenge is the most intense challenge there is in The Sims 4. It could literally go to anyone. It's super intense to watch, and I hope you guys will be rooting for your favorites as everyone hops on their treadmills to survive the longest they can. Here's a reminder of the rules. If the Sim decides to take their feet off the treadmill, or if they fall off the treadmill, they are eliminated from this Power of Veto competition. The person who survives the longest on their treadmill will win this Power of Veto and have all the power. So let's get everyone set and let's find out who will win the final POV. Everyone's work orders are set. It's time for us to begin this challenge. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm so sorry, Life Simmer. You have been eliminated from this veto competition. I'm so sorry, Keemstar. You have been eliminated from this veto competition. And congratulations, Nick Dominates. You have successfully won the final Power of Veto competition, which does mean you have all of the power going into this final eviction ceremony. Dang, and he's still going. Oh, there he goes. Congratulations. That was a super intense final challenge. Honestly, I'm shook. It was nail-bitingly close. I'm gonna get everyone cleaned up. We're gonna clean up this area, and we are gonna go into the veto ceremony and find out who will be leaving us and who our final 3 will be. Congratulations yet again to Nick Dominates for winning the final Power of Veto competition. And now with that Power of Veto, he has to decide whether he'll keep the nominations the same or if he will save either Keemstar or Sky Does Minecraft. Nick Dominates, please decide. And to no surprise, Nick Dominates has decided to keep the nominations the same, which does mean that Life Simmer will be submitting the only vote to evict someone tonight. Now, normally we would send her off to the voting booth, but because she is the only sole vote, instead she's going to present her vote right here live in front of the 2 nominees. So Nick Dominates has decided what to do with the Power of Veto. It is now your job, Life Simmer, as the only person left in the game to vote, to decide who will you evict from the game. Will you decide to cut loose Keemstar or get rid of Sky Does Minecraft? It's now time for you to decide. Oh, and with that, I'm so sorry, Sky Does Minecraft, but you have been evicted from the Big Brother house, and you are one of the last few people added to the jury. I am so sorry, Sky Does Minecraft. I know a lot of people were rooting for you in this game, but it just didn't make sense for Life Simmer to keep you around, especially because you have such a high relationship with Nick Dominates that it posed a threat to her game, as well as the fact that Keemstar has had Life Simmer's back earlier on in the show. Meanwhile, Sky Does Minecraft, you did not have Life Simmer's back earlier on. So because of that, she had more of a reason to trust Keemstar than to trust you, and you definitely did not trust Life Simmer. So Sky Does Minecraft, I'm so sorry. You got screwed over late game because of the fact that you couldn't win any of the HOHs or vetoes when you absolutely needed them to. And because of that, you have been eliminated from YouTuber Big Brother, Heroes vs. Villains. And now it's time for you to walk outside those doors. And there he goes. Congratulations to Nick Dominates, Keemstar, and Life Simmer. You guys are the final 3 in YouTuber Big Brother, Heroes vs. Villains. Now, before I can talk about that some more, it's time for us to watch as Sky Does Minecraft's picture fades to black and white. So it's becoming down to the wire, guys. One of these 3 will be the winner of this show. Who are you guys rooting for? Are you guys hashtag Team Nick Dominates, hashtag Team Life Simmer, or hashtag Team Keemstar? One of them will be the winner. Now, here is how next week is going to play out. So on Monday's episode, we are going to have our very last HOH competition. There will be a 3-part HOH. All 3 of these contestants will be competing in that final HOH, and one of them will be the winner. Then, in that same episode, whoever wins the HOH will then decide who they will take with them into the final 2. Then on our final episode of YouTuber Big Brother, Heroes vs. Villains, on the Friday episode, we will learn exactly who will win this game. So on the Monday episode, there will be a poll in the description that you must fill out to let me know who you guys want to vote to win this game. Because the public will have a jury vote in this eviction, the final eviction of YouTuber Big Brother Heroes vs. Villains. So next week is going to be an action-packed week for YouTuber Big Brother. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I can't believe we're already down to the final 3. I will see you guys next week. And until then, stay awesome, stay beautiful, you lovely people. Bye-bye.